Greetings, friends, family, and survivors. Well, there's the aquarium heater. 50-watt aquarium heater will fit right in there nicely. And it'll plug in there, that top port, and that'll maintain a 25-degree bandwidth. So we're running all three arrays and everybody's behaving nicely. They're all working together just beautifully, full charge by 11 o'clock with cloudy weather, and that was pretty neat. And did laundry and cleaning the house and all of that, and everything was just fine, fully charged. So I did something I'm not real happy with. It's temporary. I went ahead and put this breaker back in. This is the DC generator on that 60 amp breaker. This one's a spare. Used to have the DC generator in here and the wind generator, which I still have, but it's just not going to be worth its trouble. So that's a spare. At any rate, I needed to fuse it, and all I had was an A&L fuse, 200 amp looks like. So I'm going to get a much smaller fuse there, probably 75 amp. So this will protect the wire going to the generator house, but I needed to protect this wire coming off of this bus. And it's scary. It's a lot of current potential on that wire. So I fused it as short as I could, and that's all I can do for right now. So everything else is doing good. We've got the cooling system is mounted in the floor. I'm going to make a cover over it, and I think we're pretty close to done, other than we're thinking about adding one more battery right away. We'll see how that goes. So I'll take you downstairs and show you the DC generator. So first of all, turn that one on. So I wasn't sure I was even going to hook it back up, the DC generator. Then I thought, well, what do I do if the diesel goes down? And I have several. I got another diesel, I've got another propane, and several more gas generators. But you know, they take a little time to bring them down here. Ouch. They take a little time to bring down here. I'm thinking we're gonna install the Dayton propane generator right here, because it's the quietest one. But that takes time, and at least I'm ready to go into winter. I'm going to put one charge cycle through the diesel and then change its oil, and it'll be fresh, ready to go into the winter. And if that goes down for whatever reason, then we use this. And I've experimented a lot with this, have different videos on load testing the situation, a custom manual charger, a data logger as well, and it works good. It's very fuel efficient. It's really quiet. I think I run it about really close to 1800 RPM, slightly under, and I can maintain just about 1,000 watts. I can get 1,000 watts out of 1800 RPMs really easy, but at 1750 it's really about 990 watts, and the throttle arm is closed really tight and seems to handle it very efficiently, and it's very quiet. So it's nice to run. It's nowhere near as fuel efficient as the diesel, but it's a good backup. So that's just got a 65 amp 24 volt alternator, marine alternator. And the thing is, its voltage set point is 27.3, which won't do me a whole lot of good at all. But it would put some current back into the batteries if the diesel went down. It would keep me going until I could get another generator down here, that's for sure. Of course, the danger now is if I put this in override, if I pull that switch and use the rheostat and put it in override, and then I'm in control of the current, I could push the battery voltage up high enough to have a real issue, and then I would be tripping the BMSs, we have current handling BMSs, and it would pop those things off as a last ditch effort. Hope that never happens for any reason. I don't see any reason why I would ever manually charge these, but you never know. Just never know what might happen. So at any rate, when I'm running the data logger and running this side, it's got an internal voltage regulator and it runs at 27.3. And my charge that I'm running currently, pun intended, is 28.3, so a whole nother volt. So 0.7 volts is about 10% with this battery chemistry, so you can figure it out. It definitely is not going to get the batteries full. It would get us by in a pinch for a day or two till I had time to either repair the diesel or get the other generator over here installed. On a homestead, 2 is 1 and 1 is nothing sometimes. Yep. So somebody got a hold of me today on these batteries, and the lady lives off grid and she has a rental, tiny house rental, and she put new batteries in that system, and the renters killed the batteries in 2 years, and so she's just wanting to try to get something going again. She did add to their solar. She says they're up to 900 watts now, so I don't know where they were at. But rather than putting out money new, which is, it's a lot, you know, you're spending, if you're buying batteries without cores, $360 I think, and rolls through it here $415 when you have a core. So it's hard for folks to get into solar, but she didn't have a choice. I just told her, look, these are used batteries. I showed her the date that they were purchased. They're 4.5 years old. They were used lightly, but they were connected to a set that failed. And so whether we have cascading failure possibility, I don't know. I checked them. They're all 6.34, 6.36, right in there. And 12 volt, they're about 12.65, something like that, almost 12.7, and they've been at rest for several days. So that sounds valid. The specific gravity is up to where it's supposed to be, and I haven't noticed a capacity issue with them. But it could fail. You could take it in the car and shake it around, drive into town, and have an internal short develop just moving them. That's just how batteries roll. So I hate to sell them for very much money, but I thought double core price was good since they've been treated right and they're 4.5 years old. $100 a piece is reasonable, and that'd get her out of a bind for a year or two. And then they're looking at going with lithium with the whole works. So don't know. I'm not in a hurry to sell them. They're not really in my way, but when they are sold, I'll be halfway there to getting another battery. I got one of our camp trailers up for sale, or I will here in the next few days. Sell one of our Shastas. I think the 67 Starflight is going to go, and that should outfit us pretty good going into winter. Get her done by December, and going to change some of the cabling a little bit, redesign where the BMSs are just a little bit by about 1/2 inch to get everything to fit a little bit better, but all the cables were made long enough that I can make those adjustments later. So far, so good. I think it says we came to a full charge. It's flashing, telling me we're at a full charge today. And sitting here fully charged, it's anywhere from 2 watts to, you know, a couple amps at a time. Usually it's down around 2 or 3 watts. But the sun is going down right now, and the refrigerator could have kicked on and it was using a little bit of battery, and maybe the solar wasn't keeping up with it because it's behind the trees now. So it used a little bit of the battery, and that would explain why it's up to 1.5 amps, but most of the day, since about 11:30, it's sat there really close to zero. So there's no energy really going in the batteries, and the house is just running directly off solar. And it says we've met our charge criteria today, and these trimetrics are interesting to configure to lithium, that's for sure, but I think I've got it going. I've got it going on. All right, folks, that's it. Have a fantastic day.